All right, one thing I've learned about having class with you guys is that we all share, majority of us all share one pretty major thing in common, and that's our love for the outdoors and the mountains and exploring. My love for the outdoors was so strong that it compelled me to move to Breckenridge, and that's where I lived for the last 5 years, and just continued to explore and adventure, and my desire to adventure new areas kind of led to it extended beyond the resort boundaries into what's considered backcountry. And backcountry is anything you can hike to, snowshoe to, you can put skins on your skis and skin up to it. Basically anything that's not patrolled by the ski resorts. Anyone who skis and snowboards knows that there's that undying urge to get out there on the fresh tracks, untouched snow, fresh powder, whatever you want to call it. With how busy the resorts are these days, it can be kind of hard to find. So people are willing to go out of their way to find it for that rush of that untouched snow up to your face. What a lot of people fail to realize, though, is that there are a lot of extreme dangers and important variables that go into consideration before making the decision to travel into the backcountry. In March of 2010, my boyfriend and 2 of his best friends were up hiking the backside of a basin. It had been really warm and sunny for the last couple weeks, and the snow was all melted and really crappy. The night before, we just got dumped on a huge snow. There was probably like 6 or 7 inches, so they all decided to go hiking up through a backcountry gate. It was an open access gate. There was avalanche danger warnings, unpatrolled terrain, stuff like that, and not taking those warnings into mind and not realizing that those conditions are extremely dangerous actually ended up costing my boyfriend his life that day. And that was the first time that the importance of being completely aware and prepared for the dangers that you take actually became fully relevant to me. And that was the day that I was introduced to the CAIC, which is the Colorado Avalanche Information Center. And here in Colorado, it's a small group of about 15 people. They've all had firsthand experience with backcountry dangers, stuff like that. They work with a network of a bunch of national organizations and stuff like that, so they have a lot of resources. But mainly here in Colorado, the members are focused on preventing and minimizing the effects of avalanches by providing public awareness and forecast reporting. So the most obvious thing that they do is the public information and awareness. A lot of people are just unaware that these dangers exist. Here in Colorado, avalanches kill more people than any other natural hazard. 6 people on average every year die, and it makes up for 1/3 of all avalanche deaths in the US or here in Colorado. So it's definitely a relevant thing, and not a lot of people know about it. So in order to provide awareness, they host an annual CSAW, which is Colorado Snow and Avalanche Workshop. It's open to the public. It's intended for snow and avalanche safety professionals to have an opportunity to get together and discuss ideas and new techniques and technology, all for improving snow safety. Another thing they do is periodically they have training courses that are free and they're open to the public. And they provide backcountry enthusiasts with the skills to not only test and judge snow stability and snowpack in certain areas, so you're aware that you're in a safe or unsafe environment. They also provide survival and rescue training, which can obviously save your life. The other aspect of what they do is probably the most important, condition forecasting. There's people out there every single day taking samples, making data entries, all within their field, making predictions and forecasting conditions to help prevent people from going into unsafe areas when unstable conditions exist. So they provide that information every day. It's definitely a very vital resource for significant information that can mean the difference between epic backcountry powder and losing your life or the life of a loved one, being in a real scary situation. The third thing that they do is reporting and research. There's about 2,300 avalanches reported every year. They estimate that about 10 times that go unreported. So it's very important that if you ever see one, definitely that information is collected for a valuable reason. They compile the data for statistics, analyzation, and more importantly for researchers to help have a better understanding and to be able to prevent future avalanche fatalities. So what they do is very important, especially for people who enjoy the backcountry outdoors. Colorado, you know, it's got a lot of that. I think the most important things to remember, or to always check that avalanche report, the conditions before you go out. Make sure you're never alone. And if you're really going to get into backcountry, if it's something that really, you know, you're into, you should definitely take one of those courses. They have a lot of really valuable information. It's provided for free. You can always go to their website and look up course scheduling. You can find information on how to make donations, contributions. They do a lot of fundraisers and a lot of cool stuff that helps because they're fully funded just by cash donations and stuff like that. So it's important that they have the resources for us. Other than that, pray for snow.